Welcome to your daily focus for April the 28th, 2020. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. The boys are feisty tonight in the background there. Um, So I thought I might as well hit record and just do it because they are not settling down. And sometimes my doing the video actually calms them a little bit. So maybe I bring the good energy in, right? When I do your reading. So we have the 28. The 28 energy. The 28 energy is, the funky things happen in our life. The unusual events happen in our life when the 28 energy appears. Those, they're like little flukes. It's those stories that you'll never believe what happened to me today kind of stories, right? Things are unusual. So something could happen that's quite unusual that kind of throws you off, that never in 1,000 years could you do again, even if you tried kind of energy. But if you think of the 28, the 2 plus the 8 is a 10, which is the wheel. 1 plus 0 is the 1, which is the magician, the new beginnings, the new starts, the wishes coming true. So good judgment with the 28 energy. Good judgment is essential, okay, in our decision making and where we are using our time, our energy, and our resources. Absolutely. So pay attention to that. If you did the numerology of the day, it would be a 9 energy, and that's the hermit energy. So once again, we go out into the desert, we go into our cave, and we sit and we ponder. We may look backwards a little bit. We look at the here and now, and we look at where we want to go going forward, or where we are being called to go forward. And understanding that path a little deeper, a deeper understanding, a clarity of where we truly are being called to go. What is calling us from our heart, our soul, our inner child, God, our angels, our spirit guides? Where are we being pulled? So very much it's that kind of energy today. We have the sun in Taurus and the moon in Cancer, so it is a little bit more of a laid back family. We want comfort, we want balance. Of course, the Taurus sun asks us to realign our values with importance and what is important in our lives, what is not important, and we could be reevaluating that. Cancer is driven by the moon energy, right? It rules, the moon rules Cancer. So it's about our inner thoughts, our inner wishes, our inner desires, our inner truth. Now, I believe Mercury and Saturn are having a little tiff up in the sky. So when that happens, don't really rely on anybody else's word. More so, choose your words wisely, okay? They have to have integrity behind them. They have to, there can't be growing. Boys, that is enough. We will settle down now. Dylan was the one that gave the little bark there, but he came in wagging his tail. So obviously he was winning. The little guy was winning. Where was I with that? Oh, so yeah, Mercury and Saturn having that little tiff in the sky. Yeah, be very cautious of the words you use and make sure that you are with the utmost of integrity today when you are using your words, when you are talking to other people. Don't grow the tail bigger than it need to be. Okay, you'll probably get called out on it at a later date for whatever you say today. So let's see here what our cards say. That was an unusual cut. We have, look at this, the Knight of Cups. This is truly, what is your happiness? What is your joy? I consider the Knight of Cups to be the knight in shining armor. True love can find you today. New best friends. New things to actually enjoy. Crafts or reading or some kind of gardening or a new avenue of learning. Maybe it's something completely different and new, and something that you've never tread water in the subject before, or it could be something you are revisiting and falling in love with all over again. Maybe it was something you did way back when and you haven't done it in you can't even remember. My goodness, because it's been so long because life took over. Okay, maybe you got married, had kids, got a job, growing in the career, and that little hobby that took so much of your time and energy and love and passion, and it's reignited in some way. This is about letting down your hair. This is about having a little bit of fun. This is about love, compassion, joy. Joy with another, absolutely. And honoring your passion, honoring your joy, honoring your happiness, absolutely. Five of Swords, but standing our ground, huh? We're really standing our ground with this picture. Now, be careful with your words, okay? We could find ourselves standing all alone, even though most of us are already standing alone because we're self-isolating. But maybe, somebody put something out on Facebook and then you put your 2 cents in there without maybe thinking too hard about it. And all of a sudden it's like, whoa, didn't know everybody felt this way. So, be mindful of your words today. Be mindful of your interactions. Pick your battles. Okay, you're here to win the war, not the battle. So sometimes just let it go. You might be better off today to let it go, unless you're absolutely sure that this needs to be spoken, this needs to be said. Because you may be standing alone if you say what you want to say. So think about it. Do you really want to say that? Is it something you truly stand behind? Fill your words with integrity today. Absolutely. Eight of Pentacles. We raise the bar on ourselves in some ways today. We think I can do better. I have more potential than I'm giving myself credit for. I could really go forward in this way if I applied myself, if I gave it focus. Maybe I need to take a course online. Maybe I need to just brush up my skills a little bit. Maybe I need to think outside the box. Broaden my horizon. See where else I can use my talents and abilities. The unique me. So this is raising the bar on ourselves. This is saying, you know what? We can do better here. In some way you see how you're selling yourself a little short on a dream. Maybe you have made your dream slightly mundane, so it is more realistic and believable. And that, obviously the energy of the Phoenix coming out for, I think, 2 weeks straight now. It's been almost every day, huh? Tells you that this is a time to dream big. This is a time to look at where you want your life to go, what you want to bring into your life, what you want to grow in your life, what you want to, and yes, fade away a little bit, but we're in that new moon energy, and we're really in that new moon energy now, so it's more of what we can bring into our lives rather than what we are walking away from. Okay, so, and usually when we are walking towards something, we're automatically walking away from something. So it doesn't really need our focus or attention right now. The focus and the attention has to be into our forward motion, into where we want to go and what we want to start, where we want to begin. Well, speaking of our mystical wisdom cards, let's see if we can see a second card from this deck. Just absolutely amazing. Okay, let's see here. Today we have, look at that. Oh, goodness. I guess we'll go back to the Phoenix. 7 deadly sins, humanity's destructive traits. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, the Hermit. What are our destructive traits? What keeps us on that spinning wheel? How do we end up maybe dating the same person over and over again, but they're just a different face and a different name? How do we end up in the same situation? Every time we think that we've got everything paid off and we're good to go and we're going to have some savings, something major breaks in our life. How do I keep coming back to this part of my life? What is my destructive habit? What are the 7 deadly sins? Now, I just love this rainbow person walking through. So, follow your dreams, follow your inspirations. Don't allow self-doubt to come in. Don't let ego take over. Okay? Ego can destroy us so quickly. Procrastination. Okay? More dreams have been killed with procrastination than anything else. Because we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it next week. We'll start when we have this in our life. When this is complete, then I can actually put my focus there. I'm too old. It's too late. Poppycock. You are not. You're only, you know what? When you really like think about who you are, okay? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but when I'm tapping into my inner child, when I'm tapping into my soul, you know, when I'm out there in the world, I always feel young. I don't feel my age. Now, on the outer part of me, okay, things kind of break down now and again for absolutely no reason. Or you wake up one morning and you're like, oh, that's an interesting pain. Wonder, a new one, yay. You know, we may feel the age on the outside, on the external body, but when it's our soul, when it's, we're still young. And so long as you're still young and you can tap into that young soul within you that just wants to get curious about the world and grow and transform and create and manifest and invent and love, that person doesn't age. So it's not too late. You're not too old. I can guarantee you those 2 things. Let's see what the book has to say for 7 deadly sins. Oh, we have the virtues too. We have a card for the virtues. But today it's about the 7 deadly sins. Humanity's destructive traits. Oh, you know what? We don't get a mantra on these. So welcome to the world of human nature. The 7 deadly sins are at the root of all destructive behavior. Greed and other negative traits drive harmful human activity that impacts the quality of life on Earth, particularly the environment. It is the lack of concern for the preservation of Mother Earth and all these humans' destructive traits that are leading to the devastation of life on this planet. So, what the 7 deadly sins mean. So, if you were curious, here we go. The sloth, laziness, being physically or emotionally inactive. So we need to exercise and we need to love with all of our hearts each and every day. Gluttony, overindulgence in anything to the point of waste. My mom said everything's good in moderation. She says you can have a slice of cake. It's not going to hurt you. You can't eat the whole cake. Not as good, right? So where do we overindulge ourselves, you know? Did we need to go to that high-end store in order to get that blouse, that shirt, that pair of pants, that statement we want to wear about ourselves? Or could we have gotten it at a thrift shop for $1? You know, where did it matter how much you paid for it? You know, I can talk about women and our purses. My goodness. I don't know how a purse should cost that much ever in a lifetime, but they do. Lust, an intense desire for physical and sexual gratification. The bond has to be about love. Unity. I could go on and on with that one. Greed, excessive pursuit of material possessions and power, all mine, and you'll listen to me kind of attitude. Where does that pop up in our daily lives? Wrath, extreme feeling of uncontrollable anger. And you know what? With this COVID-19, there's all kinds of anger. There's anger that people want to be let out of their houses. There's others that say, no, you need to shut the country down. Don't, so there's all kinds of anger. Anger that people are getting sick. Anger that we haven't been able to find Purell in months. Well, it seems like months, but it's probably only been maybe a month. Or toilet paper. Toilet paper is the other one. Because somebody's hoarding. Somebody is like, it's all mine. You can't have any. And if I don't have all this, I surely will perish, kind of thing. I won't be okay. And you're putting your trust in the wrong things, because it's not the material things that ever truly bring pure joy and happiness into our lives. It's a smile from somebody we love, or a child, or a giggle from a baby, or I could go on and on with that list. We won't. Envy, discontentment aroused by another's good fortune. Saying, why isn't it mine? Why do they get it? I do all this right and they do that always wrong, and they get it. How does that work? And you start to think that you're not worthy of it. You start to convince yourself that you're not deserving of those things, which is preposterous. And pride, excessive self-love, and arrogance. Can't tell anybody about that. What will they think of us if they knew that about us? And once we start hiding parts of ourselves, and we all hide parts of ourselves, we all have a part of ourselves we don't want anybody to see. But when does it become excessive? When does it come to it's actually hurting you in some way to not let? And talk about situations where there's abuse, whether it's physical, mental. I don't care what kind of abuse it is, or maybe maybe it's somebody that's starting to use drugs, but they don't want anybody to know it, so they try and hide it. Or drinking, or gambling, or over shopping, or where do we boost our ego in ways that to make everybody think something of us that's not really true at all? So I think we should just stick with our mantra that we have been doing, since it's working so well for us. We are ready and excited for new beginnings. That will be our mantra of the day, because our book didn't give us a mantra. And I flipped through and I thought, oh, there's a mantra like for every card. But apparently I stand corrected. Instead, it gave us a little bit of information on the 7 deadly sins. Maybe we'll get the 7 virtues. Look at this. The vulture, eye on the prize. Yes, indeed. The vulture. Release goals and vision. In order to land your dream life, you need to make a conscious effort to visualize it happening. However, keeping the eye on the prize takes practice. It's all about getting rid of misconceptions about yourself, giving up that emotional baggage, and putting a new belief system into place. Okay? And we know if we do the same thing over and over each and every day and expect a different result, that is pure insanity, right? So we need to add something in. We need to take something out. And we know that when that happens, we are growing, we are transforming. Vulture tells you that you have waited long enough to gain the life that you want. You have spent time wasted looking at what everybody else has. Oh my goodness, there's one of those virtues already. We spend time wasted looking at what everybody else has and spend too much time wishing instead of doing. And now's time for you to create the short-term short-term goals along with long-term goals. Make yourself accountable by writing your goals down. It helps to keep the vision of what you want in clear sight. Pick up projects from the past and make an effort to finish them. Completion helps to open doors for new projects instead of cluttering the path. These projects can be as little as rearranging your cabinets, cleaning the garage, sparkling up your resume, and getting it out there. Spend some time reflecting on the past and bring about conclusions. Think of it as the time the farmers harvest their crops and prepare the land for next season. You too have to prepare your mind, body, and soul for the same. Visualize what you want to have happen and then keep your eye on the prize. And you know, I've been talking about this pause and now I'm listening to other people and they're starting to talk about this pause. So did I start that? I hope so. But really, we've hit a pause, okay? So you have to prepare your mind, your body, and your soul for the new season that is coming your way. So keep your eye on the prize. Do what you can today, what you do have control over. Absolutely. Watch your words today, absolutely. But speak your truth. All these cards are covered up now. Raise the bar on yourself. Expect more of yourself. Demand more of yourself. And put the focus on you, your dreams, your potential. Your pure potential. And what you can really step into once you focus on it. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.